Okay, so I had the kids start by taking these two functions and do f of g of x and then find its domain. All right, so first off, f of g of x. I'm going to make f of x be the big predator function, and it just ate something, and I'm going to give it a stomach like this, and it just ate one of those. So that goes in there, square root of x minus 5. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Awesome. That should be the easy part. Now here's the domain. Harder part, but you can do it. I would take your formula and say domain of g, that's the domain of the inside function, intersected with g of x. How do I finish?
In domain F.
In domain f. Okay, awesome. And it can be a small d or a big D for domain. All right, so now what is dg? Well, we got to go up here, and the domain of g, I'll switch to green, so I'll make it kind of go with it, is that x minus 5 has to be greater than or equal to 0, so x greater than or equal to 5. So then that's this one. I'm going to make it a number line. Here's 5 greater than or equal to. Are you with me so far? Okay, now the hardest part. G of x in d of f. Here's g of x, but here's g of x. That part's more important. In d of f. That goes in there. So then that's square root of x minus 5 greater than, no, less than 8. Square both sides, and you got x minus 5 is less than 64. Add 5 to both sides, x has to be less than 69. Then I'm going to overlap those two number lines, and I have this one, and I remember intersect means like overlap. So now I'm going to draw this other number line. I'll make it in red. And then where do they overlap? From there to there. 5 bracket to 69 parentheses. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Sweet. Then you get composite functions and their domains. All right. So what else could we do with this? Well, what if, back up at the beginning problem here, what if we wanted to just do a complicated one of these? Then I'm going to give you one that I'd like you to try for that. F of g of f of x. And I'll pause for a second while you try to find that one. Okay, so I would have started on this one with g of f of x. Okay, so I'm going to make the g function have an empty x where I can drop in what it's eating. It's eating an f function. And the f function is this one. So I'm going to go put that one in there. 2x plus 5. And can the plus 5 and the minus 5 get to each other and like cancel out? Yes, they can. They're both underneath the square root. The only thing stopping them is that parenthesis. And those parentheses can be dropped because there's nothing you can do in them and there's nothing being multiplied by them. So those parentheses can drop. Okay, so then that simplifies to square root of 2x, just 2x. Okay, now what's eating that? The f function is eating that. So I take my f function, which is back to this guy again, and it's got 2 empty spot plus 5, drop in square root of 2x. And there's your final answer. If maybe some of you just didn't have the plus 5 and minus 5 canceling, assume for a moment I would have let you by with that. How many of you would have gotten this one right? Okay. All right, that was trickier, apparently, than the other one. So, all right, we don't have a lot of time today, but if you can handle that, you're in pretty good shape so far. Is there anything more coming? Yes. We are, for today, just because it's a super shortened day because of Pep Fest, we are going to just move on to the grading of the lab. Now, that's not going to be on the video here, and I get to break the good news to you early then. You don't have any homework for this weekend. So you are just get to enjoy homecoming and no new assignment. Okay? So for the rest of the hour, we're just going to grade the lab. So I'm going to stop the video at this point, and we're grading the Mad Mouse roller coaster lab. If you are a kid who is absent today, then you are going to Dropbox it and email me and say, Mr. Server, could you please grade it? All right, and I am going to end the video at this time. Just a second, I gotta type in a name for it.